Hello everyone, this is Ivan with Create Your Future. I am a certified life coach. I specialize in personal development, relationships, and the law of attraction. And today I'm going to talk about one of my favorite things to talk about. When I was in school, even taking extended courses and furthering my education, it was one of my favorite topics, and it was the subconscious mind. It's just an amazing tool that we all possess and it pretty much creates most of our realities. So today I wanted to talk about it, and help you find ways to impress it so that you could have so much success in your life. Okay. I also want to remind you that we're currently running a contest where as soon as we hit 100,000 subscribers, 3 lucky winners will be chosen and they will receive a free coaching session with the coach of their choice. All you have to do is make sure you're subscribed to the channel, that you comment down below how the law of attraction or the law of assumption has helped you out. Also make sure that you like and share this video so it gets to a lot of people. And also, I am currently running a promotion where you could use code IVAN22 and receive 22% off all coaching sessions with me. Okay, so if you want to see if you have any limiting beliefs or you have any blocks and you want to change that, if you want to create a game plan, if you want to further discuss some questions or concerns you might have, I'm your guy and I'm here to help you and make you have a wonderful year, all right? A wonderful lifetime, okay? So let's talk about the subconscious mind, okay? So the subconscious mind basically is where all your data is stored. Memory, experiences, skills, behaviors, everything is actually there. Mental images, everything is stored. It is, what is responsible for 90% of your reality, okay? So of course, impressing that is the most wonderful thing you could do in order to start to consciously manifest the life of your dreams, okay? So the subconscious mind is obviously starts to create itself from a young age. Usually it's from 3 to 7 years old, but some people do say that it's even before that. So it's all the information you're getting from your surroundings, whether it's your family, what you see around you, your experiences, all of that information is starting to be stored, and that is where you're starting to build the concept of certain situations. So that's why a lot of times we have inner child work, right? Because that is a part of the subconscious mind that it was where it was initially created. So if there wasn't such an ideal experiences at that time, you want to, even like after that, you still want to go back and kind of nurture that part of you so that you could revise that situation and be more in tune with the person you want to be now, kind of letting go of that experience in the past and knowing that it is not something that you consciously attracted. It was just something that was given to you from the environment that you currently, were experiencing at that moment. So it is not your fault. It is, it is all good. That's why, there comes a time in life where you become curious and you're saying, you know what, I want to make a change and I want to make my own choices instead of letting the outer world choose for you. Okay, so what are some of the great qualities that the subconscious mind has? Well, guess what? The subconscious mind is always helping you out. Yes, it also creates a lot of experience, whether it's good or bad experience, it creates it, but you could always change it. So, of course, we always talk about having intention and affirmations and a repetition of them so that it could be impressed with a new concept of you, with a new assumption of a person, place, or thing, whatever it is, you want to repeatedly start to impress with the new idea. Now, the subconscious mind holds a certain assumption based on your past. So sometimes it will send thoughts to the conscious mind and tell you where it is that you're at with that specific experience. So let's just say that you're dealing with communication and you're having a hard time with communication. Well, you might be saying, okay, it's easy for me to get communication. I always get the communication that I love. And all of a sudden you start getting these thoughts or this inner voice saying, no, you're not. That's not possible. Well, that's your subconscious mind saying, where it's at that moment. So use that as feedback and not as something that controls you. Use it as feedback to say, okay, let me change the story. And that's when our mental diet is so important. That's where we jump in and say, okay, I know that in the past this was my idea, but I'm acknowledging you and telling you that this is the new story. My new story is that communication comes so easy to me. It is so simple for me to get communication from the people I love because I'm just good enough. I'm just worthy of that communication. So then the subconscious mind starts to adapt and conform to the new idea. Now, how long does it take to actually impress the subconscious mind? Well, anywhere between 3 to 4 weeks is the average time to impress a new habit within the subconscious mind. Sometimes even longer depending on the belief system, okay? So if you have a belief system that is very limited, where it's more of a, a lot of people tend to say that if your logic and, the spirituality cannot really work hand in hand. I kind of disagree with that because I used to be a person that was mostly logic, and I still am, but I also have been learning a lot about spirituality and seeing the similarities, and pretty much it's the same thing. When we talk about persisting, I mentioned in my last video, and I actually learned this from Earl Nightingale, The Strangest Secret, where they say persistence is just another word for faith, so, faith is something that is more on the spiritual side, but then we talk about, the logic of persisting on a goal, so they're pretty much hand in hand, okay? So combining those and knowing that, okay, I trust myself to know that I could impress my subconscious mind and stay on track, okay? It's not like you're gonna be saying your intentions for 2 weeks and be constantly searching for evidence and then stop. No, you want to continue until it's fully impressed to where the subconscious mind feels comfortable with it. So how would you know when your subconscious mind has adapted to the new idea? Well, you'll feel better about it. You'll feel more comfortable about it. You'll feel free about it. Sometimes when we're saying a certain intention, we sense our body tenses up, or we feel the sense of restriction, So when you continue to do it, there's a sense of freedom. It just feels liberating just saying it, like, it's like, I am free. That's when I always say that affirmation as well. Is like, I am free. I am free of limitation. I am free of resistance. So when they start feeling good to you and they feel easy and almost like a flow, that's when you know that the subconscious mind is adapting to this new idea. And also the way that you're perceiving things around you. You're not reacting the same way. You're not talking the same way. Your conversations tend to be more on the positive, loving side. You're seeing a lot of love around you. These are the ways that the subconscious mind is adapting to the new idea that you are feeding it. Okay, so always remember that any intrusive thought is just your subconscious mind talking to you. So talk back to it, tell it, I got you. Thank you for letting me know where you're at right now, but this is the new idea. Okay, so this is this is how it's gonna be now. This is what I'm choosing, and this is a good thing for us because we're worthy, because we're good enough, because we're because we have a new concept of our belief system. All right, so other things to impress the subconscious mind techniques. Okay, so there's so many techniques out there, and all these techniques are in a way to impress the subconscious mind. If it's an act of something new, your subconscious mind is going to be impressed because there's going to be a sense of feeling or emotion towards getting excited about something new that you've never done in the past. So it's going to, if you're going to let's just say, I think one of my favorite techniques that I really don't talk about this technique that much, but I actually really do enjoy it, which is pillow talk. And the reason I like pillow talk is because instead of actually a pillow, what I would suggest is getting and I actually brought a prop, and this is actually inspired by the beautiful Uli, who I've seen her videos where she brings props. So I brought my prop today, and I brought my teddy bear, which actually was given to me by my nephew, and he actually made a cameo in one of my videos. So I kind of like to talk to my teddy bear at night. I know it sounds a little cheesy, but talking to it, because when I see this, it kind of brings me back to the sense when I was a child and I used to have my teddy bear and I would feel a sense of protection and safety around it. So when I do that at night, it's almost like my subconscious mind feels a sense of comfort. So I could kind of whisper in his ear and say, hey, I'm so happy that we actually did this today. I'm so happy that we felt so much inspiration. I'm so happy we did this, so, and it feels good because it just is something that I don't know, it just feels like something that's warm and nurturing to you because it brings you back to a moment where you weren't overwhelmed by the entire world and what's going on around you. So I think it's an amazing way to find, ways to impress the subconscious mind by doing things that have a sense of feeling and meaning to it. So of course, yeah, I talk to my teddy bear, and I talk about the future goals and what it is that I want to experience. Actually, one of my clients and she did the same thing, and she started to talk to a stuffed animal that she had, and she actually named her stuffed animal after her SP. And every night she would like cuddle up with her stuffed animal and talk to it and be just like, I'm so happy that we're constantly talking. I'm so happy. And believe it or not, it was one of her favorite techniques, and she was able to get the contact and able to get the dates and able to get really good feedback from her SP, after no contact. So it's a wonderful tool, but how I relate that to the subconscious mind, which is our topic today, is that it brings you back to a moment where you felt safe. So an emotion is actually being emitted. Now, when you include an intention with an emotion, it's easily impressed in the subconscious mind because your subconscious mind doesn't know from, your imagination to your reality. So that's why it's important to start, feeling your affirmations and intentions. Is it necessary? No, but and it's one of those very controversial questions because when people ask me, do I need to feel my intentions? Initially, you're not going to feel them because you're not believing them. You're learning to believe them. But as you start to progress and it starts to be impressed, you start to feel more comfortable around it. You start to feel more confident around what it is that you're saying. And it feels better for you. So you start to admit it, whether it's an inner peace, whether it's, whether it's an excitement or a joy, you start to feel it. Even sometimes emotions, maybe you might cry, at certain points. And that's okay. That's very good because it means that you are emitting an emotion around an intention, around the idea. So your subconscious mind is relating that as a fact. That's why we don't want to react in moments where, our SP or a certain situation is showing up the way we don't want to, because we don't want to attach an emotion to that experience. Instead, we want to go within, change it so that we could start seeing the change within and pushing it out. Okay, so that's an amazing thing. So keeping consistent with your intentions, that's why I say best times to actually impress the subconscious mind is when you're doing something of routine. Let's say if you wash your dishes after dinner, do it. If you shower in the mornings or in the evenings, go ahead and affirm while you're doing that. While you're driving, if you tend to take the same route day to day, start to intend around that time. Since the subconscious mind is recreating that pattern on a day to day, it is open and receptive to receive for your intentions and affirmations. So those are perfect times. Another time is once you wake up, as soon as you wake up, start on a rant of your affirmations and intentions. Before you go to bed, get yourself a little bit tired, get yourself in this drowsy state and start to affirm and intend your self-concept, your intentions for whatever goal you have. Perfect times, because again, your subconscious mind is open while you're asleep, while your conscious mind is actually resting. Okay, so another way that the subconscious speaks to you is through dreams. Okay, now dreams are only, you make what you want of them. If you want to believe that your dreams are something that's going to come true, go for it. If they're horrible dreams, then say that's not going to come true. But the dreams are a collection of what is going on within your subconscious mind. So if you happen to have a negative, a nightmare, write it down in the morning and see what about that nightmare is something that you need to change about yourself or about the experience so that you could change that. So remember, your subconscious mind is constantly giving you feedback. Listen to it, don't react to it, listen to it and start to understand it. I do believe that the subconscious mind does want the best for you, and even though it's said that the subconscious mind does not know from good from bad, if you treat yourself with kindness and if you know that you're worthy of the best, your subconscious mind will do exactly that. I think it's constantly sending you signals, it's constantly showing you signs, it's constantly telling you to keep on going, to keep on persisting on something you desire and to not give up, because guess what? If you try, and all of a sudden I give up, the subconscious mind then feels let down and creates an experience for you, and we don't want to create more of that. We want to make sure that every action that we take, it is for our own good. Okay, so repetition of affirmations and intentions, visualizations. Visualizing is a great technique to use to impress the subconscious mind. So creating spaces around your day or at night before you go to sleep, your state akin to sleep, and creating a scene that feels so good to you and continuing to impress and impress and impress, well, it's going to create something for you. It's going to make that experience happen to you, for you. Inner conversations as well. Remember, if you start feeling this inner conversation, let's say you and your SP, where your SP is telling you, I love you, I want to be with you, I'm here with you all the time. You start feeling that warmth, you start feeling, even at the beginning, if you don't believe it, the more that you practice, the more that you will learn. It's like anything that you've learned in your life. You need to study it, you need to practice it, and then you know it, okay? So very, very important. So there's so much information about the subconscious mind. So I hope that you go out there and explore the subconscious mind, because it's an amazing thing that we all have and we all possess. And I'm so grateful to have mine. And, every day I say, you're my best friend. My subconscious mind is my best friend. Now, if you want to learn more about your subconscious mind, I highly recommend, The Power of Your Subconscious Mind. Even though, you might want to interpret it in the way of your own beliefs, but, look into that book. It's one of my favorite books. I've read it like 3 times already, and I always find something new, all right? So take care of your subconscious mind, nurture your subconscious mind, your surroundings, make sure they match what it is that you want to experience. Make sure you're speaking though as if you're that person, everything. Just make your world the kindest, most loving and accepting world for you, because you deserve it, and I want you to impress the subconscious mind in your favor, and that's what I'm intending for you today. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you like it. Also wanted to ask you all to leave some questions down below of questions that you ask your friends about relationships or goals, okay? So put down a couple of questions, because I want to create a video for you all about how we talk to friends, okay? And I will answer some of those questions in those videos, but make sure that's what you would ask your friend, okay? Not like a question that you would ask me through coaching. It's like, how would you speak to a friend, or how is that you're conversing with your friends? And it's going to be a special video that I'm planning for you all for next week, all right? So can't wait till next week. I wish you all the best. Remember, 22% off sessions with me. Use code IVAN22. Links are down below. Have a wonderful day, and I intend for you to manifest everything you desire. Bye.